What's going on, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol. Today, we're going to talk about the top 5 problems with Hot Toys, and they need to fix it right now. What's up, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol, back with another video. Today, we're going to talk about the top 5 problems Hot Toys needs to address, like right this second, right now. So, a couple weeks ago, I polled the community, actually the Facebook group, Jedha Patrol. If you want to join it, check it out in the description below. I polled you guys, I was like, what do you guys think Hot Toys needs to fix? And there was a long list. It was like 200 some odd comments. It was crazy. But there was a common thread through all of those, and I pulled for some of those, and I added some of my own, and we'll kind of get into that. But we're going to talk about 5, and I'm going to put them in order of how I feel like the importance is, and you may disagree, whatever. But before I even get started, put your number 1 reason, if you want to put 5, that's true, number 1 problem in the comment section down below, and we'll see if we're on the same page if you weren't part of that discussion. So before we even get started, do that. So let's get into the first one. And I think this is actually a pretty good one. This one came from the community as well. And the number 5, we're going to count these down. The number 5, the first issue we're going to talk about is communication. And this became really evident when Queen Studios or InArt Studios came into the fray of 1/6 scale collecting and manufacturing figures and their stuff, and the amount of effort they are putting into communicating and being part of the collecting community. They actually are trying to be part of it, which I think is a good thing. It's dangerous from the company side. There's a little bit of danger there, for social media and complaints and all the trolls out there. It's a little bit of danger there. So I give them credit for diving in there. But Hot Toys has pretty much zero communication, like none. There is none. Once a year, maybe twice a year, we'll get a photo of like stuff that they're going to be releasing over the next few months, and then it's like radio silence. Like we're not going to communicate. It's as if they want to manufacture the figures, but they really don't care about the end user, and that might be harsh, but that's kind of how it appears. It kind of appears that way. They make great products. Obviously, I buy a lot of them. You guys buy a lot of them. But their communication is non-existent. So, I mean, once a week, twice a week, we might get an announcement post or a release post that says, hey, look, this is the new figure. Here's your blogger photos, whatever. And then that's it. Outside of that, I'm not aware of any communication at all that they put out as a press release or nothing. So I definitely think I'm in agreement with you guys saying that communication definitely needs to be fixed. So what kind of communication would we like to see? Well, definitely updated release schedules. That would be a welcome, change in updated release schedules. What are we working on? Here's are the things in the works. Like this is what we got going on. Why is it that InArt can say, hey, look, we've got these licenses. These are the figures we're going to be working on over the next 2 years or whatever. These are kind of things we got going on. So collectors can plan their collections a little better going, hey, look, we haven't seen the figure yet. I don't know if I want it yet, but there's a list of things that we're going to be working on. And that might help determine where your pre-orders go if you are into the pre-order game. So that would be kind of one thing I would like to see on them from the communication side. The second thing I would like to see on the communication side is like, this is a prototype and we have no intentions of making it at all. Which kind of leads me into the 4th issue, the number 4 out of 5, which is unreleased figures. The prototypes they put out that look amazing, that everybody's hyped about. I want this, I want this, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy this. And then radio silence again, and there's just nothing. Nothing happens. Hot Toys, you got to stop. You got to label it. This is a prototype, and we have no intentions of making this. We're just here to flex our creative genius, and we wanted to see if we could do this and then go from there. I'm looking at you, Padme. I'm looking at you, Baze Malbus, and I'm looking at you, N1 Starfighter, which hopefully they'll actually make. We don't know. Rather than the community going, are they going to make this or they're not going to make this, and having 4 million discussions about if they could and they should and they would and all that kind of stuff like that, we just need to nip that in the bud and just go, hey, look, they showed it to us, therefore they're either going to make it or they're not going to make it. Communication goes back to that. But those unreleased figures, so we're looking at Shazam. Looking at you, Shazam. You guys know I want Shazam. I mean, Baze Malbus, Padme. I mean, there's so many others out there. More clones, that would be cool. You know, the another Han Solo would be great. I mean, just unreleased figures, and the list is very long. In fact, you can let me know your number one unreleased figure that you'd like to have them actually make. That would be great. We still haven't seen the Andrew Garfield Spider yet. I don't think that's up for preview yet. It's like, what the heck's going on with that? That's kind of weird. But it, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Or is it that one or Toby? No, it's Andrew. Hey, I don't understand what's going on with this thing. It's just very strange. So the number 4 issue is going to be unreleased figures, and quit showing this stuff that we want that you are not going to make. And at least be clear about it and go back with the communication. The number 3, as we count down on this list of 5 problems Hot Toys needs to correct, is in fact those damn sand bases, the footprint bases, the sand. With the, I mean, I was just posing up my collection this weekend, and I broke IG-11 out of the box, and I got his sand base out, and I was like, I've totally forgot that he had the sand base with the footprints for a droid that matches nothing. Like the sand base, you know. All right, I may be trolling a little bit on the sand base. That's not really the biggest problem they need to fix. I'm going to replace that one. Although that was very common in the thread. I'm going to replace that with variety of figures. Variety. And I'm talking about, we have Marvel, we have Star Wars, and every once in a while you get a DC figure. Occasionally you get one of those. They used to do some cool stuff. We got Pirates of the Caribbean and Jack Sparrow. We got some other figures. We got Predators. We got, of course, they're doing RoboCop now again, so that was very nice. That was cool. Didn't see that coming. But RoboCop, there's different variety of characters out there in the collecting universe. Where's my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at? 6 scale Hot Toys. Like, where are you at with that? I mean, it's crazy. We've got everybody says it. We got another Spider-Man. We got another Iron Man. We got another Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper, whatever, which, you know, I'm biased on the Clone Troopers. I like those, but I would like some variety in the collection. So maybe outside of the Star Wars, Marvel, DC world, or maybe a little bit more in the DC world, but outside of those, what other characters? Forrest Gump. I'd love to have a Hot Toys quality Forrest Gump figure. Like that's, you know what I mean? Big Bang Theory characters, to have a set of those. That would be pretty cool to have. I mean, just different things like that. That would be pretty fun to have. That really nobody's tackling. There's no other collecting avenues for those products. I would like to see some more variety, but let me know your thoughts. What characters would you like to see them make? I mean, it could be comics. We even got into comics. Even if we stayed in Marvel land and DC land and went to comics, like the world would be, I mean, the collection would go crazy and everybody would go broke and it would be amazing. But that would be, comics would be pretty sweet, actually, now that I think about that. A proper comic style X-Men, 90s, like 90s animated X-Men. Like that would be pretty sick. I kind of dig that too. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but you guys can let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's move on to the second to last. This is going to be number 2 on my countdown. It was distribution. All right, now I'm in the United States, which means I am limited if I want to buy through the official distributor channels through Sideshow and their distributor. So if you want to get stuff through Sideshow, that's fine. And then everything comes into Sideshow, and then they pretty much have a monopoly on the market because of their agreement with Hot Toys. So they have the monopoly on it, and then they distribute within the states to different local comic shops and different shops like that. They fix prices. So there's the thing. They have Sideshow tells shops that they can't go below a certain price, and they can't advertise lower prices because they don't want them to compete with them. Sideshow doesn't want those shops to have a large online presence, even though I know Big Bad Toy Store has been around a very long time. But as far as a large online presence, that way, because they would also compete with Sideshow. So there's a little bit of a monopoly price fixing thing going on there with that, which is very odd. I go to my local comic shop and I go, hey, look, I want to buy this, so-and-so figure. They've literally had figures there, Hot Toys figures in there for years, which is kind of crazy. And I'll say, hey, I'll what kind of deal can you give me on this? Literally, they'll have the date on it, when they stocked it, they priced it, because that's how they do their barcodes, whatever. And it'll be 2-3 years old, whatever. And I'm going, hey, look, I've been looking for this. I'll buy this. What kind of deal can you give me on it? This has been sitting here for 2.5 years. And they go, oh, no, Sideshow won't let me do that. We're not allowed to discount the figures because of our agreement with Sideshow and that kind of stuff. And then Sideshow will turn around and run a 25% off sale on their site. Where's the hypocrisy in that? It's very evident. But that's the agreement they got into. So you got to follow whatever agreement they got for legality purposes wise. But price fixing is just kind of lame. As the end user, price fixing sucks. But there's that. That's their agreement. If you're not in the United States and you're in Europe, you have a bigger problem. You've got VATs to deal with. You've got, the distribution. If you have to literally, I think Sideshow is the official distributor for Europe. So you literally have to buy from Sideshow, pay ridiculous shipping prices and then VATs and all that kind of stuff. There needs to be another official distributor in Europe. I know that is a humongous problem for European collectors is having to do that. Because otherwise, most of the European collectors I know go to Hong Kong resellers because of that issue. Then it's a thing. But distribution's got to be a thing. I think Hot Toys, you definitely need to rethink that. I would love to see them, honestly. And I know I'm not alone in this. I'd like to see Hot Toys go direct to consumer. Like, that would be cool. This website, bam, order. You have a pre-order window of 30 days, whatever that is, right? So let's say we've got, our Chrome Clone Trooper, which I happen to have right here because I got my second one in. Let's say you got a 60-day pre-order window, whatever that is. And you go on the website, you pre-order it, pay a deposit, and if you miss it, you miss it. If you get it, you get it. Don't whatever. That would be kind of cool. I'm sure there's a lot more intricacies and details that have to be worked out in a system like that for collectors who come to the game later. But bypassing them all together, bypassing Sideshow altogether, I'd be for that. That'd be kind of cool. All right, and the last one. So my number one problem with Hot Toys that they should fix right now, and I know I'm not alone in this, is release times. And I'm looking at you, in-game Loki. So we got in-game, this for my example, in-game Loki has not released yet. The movie is 3 years old. Does anybody actually still want that figure? I don't. Even when it was released, I don't see me getting it. And I buy pretty much every Hot Toys release there is. And I'm just going, what's the point? The time from the event, let's say the film, the cinematic masterpiece of in-game, the time between the film and a release of the actual figure is crucial. And there will be people out there saying, well, Hot Toys can't because they don't have the inside knowledge on when stuff's going to be, the NDAs or whatever. They don't have all the information. However, I'm going to call shenanigans on that. Hasbro literally has figures released before the movie drops on a regular basis. They will have figures in stores before the movie drops. And how is it that they have the information, but Hot Toys doesn't have the information? I'm calling shenanigans on that one. There's no way Hot Toys doesn't have information on that. Now, I know on Star Wars, Hot Toys gets their license. They get their license from Sideshow. So they're kind of, attached to the hip on that one, Star Wars, at Sideshow's, discretion or whatever. But on the Marvel end, like, they should be getting stuff out way quicker. We should not be still waiting on Endgame Loki. And that is an absolute disaster because people they lose love for the character and the figure because the movie was 3 years ago. That's the thing. If it was a classic movie, if we're talking like Godfather that came out in the 70s, like, that's a different animal than one that came out 2 years ago. I mean, by the time, I don't want to put this in the comments, by the time the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland Spider-Man figures drop from No Way Home, are you still going to want them? Or have you moved on to the next movie, TV show, whatever? What do you guys think? Those are the 5 issues I think Hot Toys needs to fix right now. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And whoever has the best comment, let's do this. Yeah, we'll do this. Put the problem down there. Whichever post gets the most thumbs up, I'm going to send you a JP hat. How about that? That work? Put it down there. As always, click where you like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, what the heck are you waiting on? I've got a pile of reviews coming out here very soon. And let me go ahead and show you this. Some retro reviews. I got this guy right here. Boom. I've never done a review on him. And I've never done a review on this one. These are coming up very soon. Subscribe to the channel. As always, click where you like. See you next time.